Hey everyone, I'm Krinko. And let's be honest, the word exam can send shivers down the bravest soul's spine. It's this looming deadline, this intellectual pressure cooker that makes us question everything we know, or thought we knew. But here's the thing, exams don't have to be the enemy. Welcome to our guide on how to pass your exams with flying colors. Seriously, we're talking about practical, battle-tested strategies that have helped countless students just like you conquer their academic Everest. Whether you're in high school, college, or beyond, these tips will help you achieve your best. Because at the end of the day, exams are just a way to measure what you've learned, and with the right approach, you can walk into that exam room feeling confident, prepared, and maybe even a little bit excited to show off all that knowledge you've been diligently packing into your brain. So, grab your notebooks, find a comfy study spot, and let's transform those pre-exam jitters into a sense of accomplishment that'll last long after you've aced those tests. Alright, before we even crack open a textbook, let's talk about something crucial, your mindset. You've heard the phrase believe in yourself, right? Well, it might sound cliché, but it's actually backed by science. When you approach a challenge with a positive outlook, believing in your ability to succeed, your brain actually functions better. It's like you're unlocking hidden potential, allowing you to absorb information more effectively, make connections, and recall details with greater ease. Think about a time when you felt really confident. Remember that feeling of "I've got this"? That's the energy we want to channel here. Because when you believe in yourself, you're not just setting yourself up for success, you're creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. On the other hand, if you go into an exam thinking, "I'm going to fail," or "I'm just not good at this," guess what? You're more likely to sabotage your own efforts. It's like you're putting up mental roadblocks that prevent you from accessing your full potential. So how do we cultivate this magical, exam-slaying mindset? It starts with banishing negative self-talk. Instead of saying, "I can't," try "I can," or "at least I can try." Replace "this is too hard" with "this is challenging, but I'm up for it." Small shifts in language can have a huge impact on your overall outlook. And remember, every single one of us has the capacity to learn and grow. Your brain is a muscle, and just like any muscle, it gets stronger with practice and the right fuel. So, fuel your mind with positive thoughts, believe in your abilities, and watch yourself soar. Okay, let's get organized. Imagine setting off on a road trip without a map. You might get lucky and stumble upon your destination, but chances are you'll end up lost, frustrated, and wondering why you didn't just plan in the first place. The same principle applies to studying. A study schedule is your roadmap to exam success. It helps you break down the material into manageable chunks, allocate your time wisely, and track your progress along the way. Now, creating a study schedule doesn't need to be a daunting task. Start by figuring out how much time you can realistically dedicate to studying each day or week. Be honest with yourself and factor in other commitments like work, family, or that Netflix show you've been binge watching. Once you have a general time frame, divide it into smaller study blocks, focusing on one subject or topic at a time. Our brains are wired to learn best in short bursts. So aim for 45 to 60-minute sessions with short breaks in between. During those breaks, get up, move around, grab a snack, or just let your mind wander. This helps to prevent burnout and keeps you feeling refreshed. As you create your schedule, be sure to prioritize the most challenging subjects or topics. Tackle those when your energy levels are highest, and save the easier stuff for later in the day. Remember, consistency is key when it comes to studying. It's much more effective to study a little bit each day than to cram everything in the night before the exam. So, find a rhythm that works for you, stick to your schedule as much as possible, and watch as your knowledge and confidence grow. Let's talk about active learning, because passively reading through textbooks and highlighting everything in sight is about as effective as trying to learn a new language by staring at a dictionary. It's time to ditch the highlighter and engage with the material in a meaningful way. Active learning is all about actively participating in the learning process, rather than just being a passive recipient of information. It's about asking questions, making connections, and applying what you've learned in different contexts. So, how do we make learning more active? One great way is to teach the material to someone else. Explaining concepts to another person forces you to organize your thoughts, identify any gaps in your understanding, and solidify your knowledge. Plus, teaching someone else can be a lot more fun than studying alone. Another effective technique is to create flashcards or mind maps. These visual aids help to break down complex information into smaller, more manageable chunks, and they're a great way to test your recall and identify areas where you need to focus your studying. Don't be afraid to get creative with your learning. Turn your notes into songs, create skits or dialogues based on the material, or find real-world examples that illustrate the concepts you're studying. The more you can engage with the material in a way that resonates with you, the more likely you are to remember it come exam time. Active learning is all about finding what works best for you and making the learning process your own. So, experiment with different techniques, find what sticks, and watch your understanding of the material soar. We've talked about the importance of a positive mindset and consistent studying, but even the most dedicated students need to hit the pause button every now and then. That's right, we're talking about brain breaks. Think of your brain like a muscle. Just like you wouldn't expect to lift weights for hours on end without a break, you can't expect your brain to function at its best without giving it time to rest and recharge. In fact, studies have shown that taking regular breaks can actually improve focus, boost productivity, and reduce stress. So, how often should you be taking breaks? A good rule of thumb is to aim for a 5 to 10 minute break every hour or so. During your break, step away from your study space and do something completely unrelated to studying. Go for a walk, listen to music, meditate, call a friend, or just close your eyes and let your mind wander. The key is to give your brain a chance to disconnect from the material and recharge. Avoid the temptation to scroll through social media or watch TV during your breaks, as these activities can actually be more draining than refreshing. Instead, opt for activities that help to calm your mind and relax your body. Remember, taking breaks is not a sign of weakness or laziness. It's an essential part of the learning process and a crucial investment in your academic success. So the next time you're feeling overwhelmed or burnt out, give yourself permission to step away and recharge. Your brain will thank you for it. We've covered a lot of ground, from cultivating a positive mindset to mastering active learning. But there's one final piece of the puzzle that can make all the difference: practice. Specifically, practicing past papers. Think about it. Athletes don't just show up on game day without ever having practiced, right? They spend countless hours honing their skills, running drills, and simulating game day scenarios. The same principle applies to exams. Practicing past papers is like giving yourself a sneak peek into the mind of the examiner. It allows you to familiarize yourself with the exam format, understand the types of questions that are likely to be asked, and identify any areas where you need to focus your studying. Plus, the more you practice, the more confident you'll become in your ability to handle whatever the exam throws your way. Start by setting aside dedicated time for practice papers in your study schedule. Treat each practice paper like a real exam, find a quiet space, set a timer, and resist the urge to check your notes or Google the answers. Once you've completed a paper, take the time to carefully review your answers, identify any mistakes, and understand why you made them. This is where the real learning happens. Don't be discouraged if you don't ace every practice paper right away. The goal is not to be perfect, but to learn and improve with each attempt. Remember, each practice paper is an opportunity to refine your exam technique, build your confidence, and get one step closer to achieving your academic goals. And there you have it, your roadmap to exam success. We've covered a lot of ground, from the power of a positive mindset to the importance of active learning and brain breaks. But remember, the most important ingredient in this recipe for success is you. Thanks for watching. We hope these tips help you ace your exams. Your dedication, your willingness to learn, and your belief in yourself are the driving forces behind your academic journey. So, embrace the challenge, put in the work, and remember that you are capable of achieving amazing things. Now go out there and conquer those exams. And hey, while you're at it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Good luck. Let's make this exam season one for the books.